Regular Insight viewers recognize her right away. She's a valuable resource in planning and sustaining our retirement. Heather Foster is an investment advisor and fiduciary. Today we want to talk about being strategic when it comes to the management of our investments. You talk about that all the time. It's not just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks. Which is unfortunate.
I know. Wouldn't life be so much easier if that's the way that we could do everything? So obviously, there's some data out there that actually talks about this. You know, some people just buy into a mutual fund or they buy into a stock and they hold it for a long period of time. But strategic management is where someone's actually looking at things, looking at sectors of the market that might be doing better than other sectors. So something like, well, what do you think would be doing well right now? Right? Just, do you have any guess?
Well, I would think that pharmaceutical companies probably are doing well right now.
Pharmaceutical, technology, right?
For sure.
Tech has done extremely well. Completely come back from that drop. In fact, made a lot of money. If you've been an Apple holder, I mean, you're very happy right now.
Sure.
So, you know, technology, things that basically are moving us forward. When we go through what we've just went through, and we know that society as a whole may be shifting directions.
Sure.
Some companies are still keeping their employees at home. They're doing Zoom video. They're not that, you know, the brick and mortar buildings are kind of probably going to go down in value because companies are going to shift things. So sector planning, looking at what sectors are going to do well. We're heading into an election, right? So there might be some specific things that we want to do strategically from an investment perspective. The throwing it at the wall and hoping it sticks, to me, that's kind of like you just, again, buy a stock or buy a mutual fund and you set it and forget it. Strategic management's all about really making sure that we're looking to see where things are going, where they've been, so that we can be strategic in our management. Now, when you add strategic management, so the actual investment side, with strategic tax strategizing and insurance strategizing, advisors or financial planners that do holistic planning by average 3 to 4% higher in rates of returns, typically. Can't guarantee that. Obviously, past performance is not indicative of future performance, but we do better because we're strategically not just looking at one area, but we're looking at how all the different areas of retirement planning and taxes correlate with one another. And we've talked about in the past a lot about if you can save money or 10% on your taxes, that's a rate of return in itself. So strategic management doesn't just mean that we're going to be strategic with the stocks that we choose, the sectors that we're in, the exchange traded funds, the mutual funds, but then we're going to add that second layer on and be very strategic about what are we investing in and how are we growing our money. So Roth conversions, making sure we stay out of mutual funds that are in after-tax accounts so we're not dealing with capital gains that we can't control. Things along those, all of that begins to add up, Charity. So most people will tell you, if you look at, again, there's been a lot of studies done about financial advisors, you know, we're all within usually a couple percentage points of one another. It's not like I'm going to always be the best or someone else is always going to be the best. One year my portfolios might do really, really well, and the next year someone else's portfolios might do really well. But the people that correlate the holistic planning, on average, always outperform advisors that just kind of set it and forget it. So make sure that you're being strategic, especially as we are going into a little bit of uncharted territories with COVID. I mean, this is a little bit uncharted. It's not going away. No, we have to be strategic with how we're handling our money, looking at the long-term planning. We did a lot of strategic movement in March and April. I was on air a lot back then because we had an opportunity. If you didn't take advantage of that opportunity, the election might give us another opportunity. So get ahead of those kind of opportunities to make sure that you've got that plan in place. You're strategically investing, strategically looking at what might be doing well, what might do well, depending on which party gets elected and where COVID might be taking us, especially from the technology sector. We know Zoom video, these companies are going to really take over.
It's not going away. Now's the time to make your plan and be strategic. Give Heather Foster a call today, 260-234-2200. We'll be right back.